I looked at Rip's face. It looked like Chernobyl. Going, whoa. Whoa.
One final thing to touch on here, Dutch. You had Halloween Havoc over the weekend. In the main event, Braun Breaker retained the NXT Championship, defeating Ilya Dragunov and JD McDonough in a triple threat match. Of course, Braun Breaker is the son of the dog-faced gremlin Rick Steiner, as well as the nephew of Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. But before they were Big Papa Pump and the dog-faced gremlin, the Steiners were one of the best tag teams in wrestling history, and you got to work with them and experience what it was like for them at the height of their careers. How was it working with Rick and Scott Steiner?
Well, it was a balancing act. See, this is like anything else. If they liked you, you're okay. If they didn't like you, you're not okay. Because they would just go out there and they would just not necessarily take liberties with you, but they would just kind of lay on you. I mean, hard. So they used to do that clothesline on the shoulders. And I told them, guys, I can't take that. They said, oh yeah, you're going, but they're ribbing me. You're going to take it. I'm going to rip you into. So I got on Scott's shoulders, and Rick got up there, and I said, you son of a bitch. I said, if you hurt me, and he started laughing then, and he came off, and it was an easy one, you know. But I just thought, well, you just killed me up here. So I remember one time,
because it wasn't even like the Doomsday device. They did like a bulldog, the bulldog off the top.
Oh,
so you had your back to him.
Well, no, this was the front one. So I was watching him, and my eyes are saying, you. And his eyes are doing it too, like, I'm going to get you. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny then. Now, if you got along with them, again, you're fine. But if you didn't, if they didn't care, you know. And they did really hit some guys really, really hard. I remember Rip Rogers came back one night to the go booth, you know, the go position, and he was complaining about something. And Rick Steiner came in there. I mean, Scott Steiner come in there, and Rip got said, you know, I don't want to go back. And I don't know what that got over Scott. Scott turned him around. I think he was talking about Scott or something, and he open hand slapped him right in front of everybody. And I looked at Rip, and the slap was loud. And I'm standing there. I looked at Rip's face. It looked like Chernobyl. Going, whoa. And then it was over. And it's funny, some of those things like that happen, and then it just goes away. It's like it evaporates. So, but yeah, Scott and Rick, great guys. You know, I mean, Rick has more of a sense of humor than Scott did. Scott was the one that had that hair trigger temper. So, but I think one thing about Scott, he liked me because he started in Memphis, like everybody else should have started, really. And I didn't treat him badly. See, I didn't treat young guys badly. I didn't talk down to them, and you know. And I used to see bookers scream and holler at them, and you know, Dundee would be cussing them out or something. And I said, Bill, they don't mess up because they want to. They mess up because they don't know. And by you screaming at them, it really doesn't help them learn. It just makes them scared. Now, if they mess up again, now you're going to come back and you're going to do another cussing fit at them. I said, help them. And that's what I did with Scott. I tried to help him, and he never forgot it. So, he liked my humor too, and I'd make him laugh. So that's what I always try to do with these real big guys, is kind of humor them. So they like me, so they didn't want to go out there. And if they really hurt me, I'd want them to feel bad. Because I never got hurt with those guys because they liked me. But it's like anything else. If they liked you, you were okay. Same way with Sid Vicious. If he liked him, you're fine. If he didn't like it, whoop. And I don't think Undertaker was ever that way, but, you know, a lot of guys were that way. One of the worst one was Van Vader. Van Vader, if he liked you, you're all right. But if he didn't, it was rough. So, but you run across that, but you have to know, if you're just starting in this business, you have to know how to get along with people. And you can't be too pushy, and you can't try to tell them what to do, especially when you don't even know what you're going to do. So when you agree, you just got to sit back and let the veterans, you know, kind of direct you. And be appreciative for any young talent out there. Be appreciative when a veteran talent tries to help you, and say thank you and be polite. That's not too much to ask, I don't think.
Not at all. Not at all. In full agreement there, Dutch. Thank you for letting me know how it was working with the Steiner brothers. Those are some funny stories.
Like this.
Poor Rip.
You go and you read off the sheet of paper on the wall, the Steiners. Oh, God. Then the next thing you see me is, oh, Scott, here's Coke. You want some coffee? You need anything?
I'll take care of it all. Dutch, let the people know where they can find you on social media.
Well, I got my C cap on. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's not Cincinnati or Cleveland. It's Clemson. Clemson are 8-0 right now. And I don't think they'll make it to the national title game. But I do think they might end up in that top 4, and they might get chosen, which would be a great honor for them. I don't think they'll win it. But you can find me, Dirty Dutch Mantell with 2 L's, at gmail.com. And my website has made a massive improvement. It was on, it's been in hospice for the last year or so. It was close to death, but I revived it. And I think that will be ready in about maybe a week, 2 weeks. You could actually go there now, but you're not going to, it's still under construction. And that's Dirty Dutch Mantell, 2Ls.com. So you can go, and I'm going to make that like actually, I put all my stories up there. And if you'd like to read, you know, it's a good place to go. Plus my merchandise is on there. But that's where you can find me on Twitter, Dirty D Mantell. Don't come on there defending AEW, because I want them to do as best they can. Everything I say about AEW is not a knock. It's actually constructive criticism, which people take wrong. And I'm on Instagram, Dirty Dutchman 1. So you can find me in all those places. And stop arguing with me. Damn, I'm just making a damn point.
I'm gonna make Dutch watch Dynamite so he has more criticisms of AEW for each and every one of you. That's what you need. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. We'll be back with Rick, hopefully, fingers crossed, thankfully, maybe, this coming Friday to review SmackDown and Rampage. So join us live following both shows on Friday night, 11:05 p.m. Eastern Time. For Dutch Mantell, I'm SP3, and this has been Smack Talk.